Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, keynote speakers, and participants joining us on-site and online. Welcome to the Day 1 seminar of the Agricultural Technology Short Course Program 2025 with the theme Local Food for the World, Aligning Policy and Innovation for Sustainable Consumption. My name is Ananda, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremony and moderator for today's session. Before we begin, we would like to extend our warmest greetings to the first, yes, the Vice Rector 1, Professor Dr. Insinyur Haslina MSI, the head of the committee, Professor Dr. Insinyur Hadi, MP. Our honorable speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok, that are online in the Zoom, and Professor Dr. Novizar Nazir MSc, that also on the Zoom. Not to mention participants from Ethiopia, Uganda, Cambodia, Libya, Pakistan, Timor-Leste, Kenya, Vietnam, and Sudan. These participants come from various universities, including Universitas Gadjah Mada, UIN Wali Songo, Universitas Diponegoro, Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang, Universitas Wahid Hasim, and of course, Universitas Semarang. Thank you for being here today, and also I would like to say hello to the audience that are in the Zoom, joining us online. So for those who are joining us online, I would like to remind you to open your camera and write down your full name and also your student number alongside after your name. Okay, so please open your camera because we will take a picture of you later. So please be on camera all the time until the end of the seminar. All right, to begin our program, I would like to invite everyone here to stand to listen to the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya, then followed by USM March. Please stand up, everyone.
bersama Tri Dharma melangkah menyongsong masa depan, seirama derap pembangunan, mewujudkan cipta dan harapan. Citra Universitas Semarang kini bangga dan terus berkembang, mendidik membina tunas bangsa berdasarkan Pancasila. Hai mahasiswa, tingkatkan prestasi, siapkan diri dari generasi, junjungan tinggi ilmu yang kau cari, laksanakan bakti untuk berdiri. Kobarkanlah semangat di Ponorogo, warisilah jiwa patriotnya, dengan ilmu dan juga teknologi, di sanalah kiprahmu teruji. Amalkan Pancasila dan Undang-Undang Dasar 45, maju terus sama mata kita, semoga abadi sepanjang masa.
Thank you. Please be seated, everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let us take a moment of silence and prayer according to each of our beliefs. So let's pray together. Pray, begin. Finish. Thank you. Next, allow me to briefly read the agenda for today. The rundown will be start from welcome remarks. The first welcome from the head of the committee, then followed by the vice rector 1. After that, we have photo session, online and offline. After that, we have the seminar session. The first seminar will be from the first speaker, Dr. Professor Wiswat Wanamakok. Second session is for Professor Novizar Nazir. After that, we will have discussion session and question and answer sessions. So for everyone that are here, please take notes and also don't forget to prepare your questions. And of course, not only for the students that are on site, for the students that are online on the Zoom, you can type your questions on the chat box. We will pick according to the question that you take. 2 questioners will ask to the speaker. Okay, let's go to the next agenda. Is the welcome remarks from the head of the committee. And I would like to invite Professor Dr. Insinyur Rohadi MP as the head of the committee to deliver your welcoming remarks. Prof. Rohadi? Okay, time is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished speakers, respect colleges, honored guests, and dear participants. Actually, it is great pleasure on behalf of the Faculty of Agriculture Technology, University Semarang, to warmly welcome of you all to the Agriculture Technology Short Course Program in 1925. With the theme Local Food for the World, Aligning Policy and Innovation for Sustainable Consumption. This year's program is truly special. We are joined by 27 international participants from universities across Indonesia like UGM, Wali Songo, Undip, Unimus, Unwahas, and Universitas Semarang. Together with 50 offline participants on site and 100 more who are joining us online. Your presence representing countries such as Ethiopia, Uganda, Cambodia, Libya, brothers, Libya, Pakistan, Timor-Leste, Kenya, Vietnam, and also Sudan. In total, this gathering represents a rich blend of cultures, academic background, and global perspective. To our participants from Sudan, Libya, Vietnam, all of you, with culture, traditional, culinary heritage different from Indonesia, but we are grateful that you are all here together in one place, Semarang, Indonesia. We hope that the diversity of our culture, our traditional food, and the warmth of our people will leave a good impression when you return to your home countries. Today, we are greatly honored by the presence of two distinguished international speakers. Master ceremony mentioned before. First, Associate Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamok from the Faculty of Agro-Industry, Chiang Mai University, Thailand. Second keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Nofisar Nasir, Chairman of SIF Network Asia Pacific and Professor at Andalas University, West Sumatra. We are also privileged to welcome our national expert, Professor Dr. Insinyur Hajah Kesi Wijayanti, and Dr. Bambang Kunarto MP, whose contribution enriched this important academic gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, this program is part of USM continuous effort to move toward becoming an internationally recognized university. With Universitas Semarang now holding in Unggul excellent accreditations, it is our responsibility to ensure that this excellence is reflected across all academic and non-academic activities. The faculties of agriculture technology, especially the study program of technology, food technology, strive to promote Central Javanese traditional food as a form of culture diplomacy and meaningful engagement with the global academic community. Through this short course, we reaffirm USM commitment to strengthening global collaboration, advancing food innovation, and showcasing Indonesians' rich culinary as contribution to global food sustainability. Over the next 2 days, 29 to 30 November 2025, our participants will engage in dynamic series of activities delivered both online and offline. I hope this program not only broaden your knowledge, but also deepen your appreciation for cultural diversity, local food wisdom, and sustainability innovation. May this short course open new ways of collaboration. Finally, I extend my sincere gratitude to all speakers, partner, faculty members, and organizing team who have made this event possible. And to our participants, thank you for your enthusiasm for joining us here at Universitas Semarang. I wish you all insightful, productive, and memorable program. For Vice Rector, maybe I hope you to opening after this. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor. And that was the opening speech from Professor Dr. Insinyur Hadi MP. as the head of the committee for this program. Next, we will have another remarks from our lovely, beloved Professor Dr. Insinyur Haslina, MSI, as the Vice Rector 1 of Universitas Semarang to deliver the remarks. Okay, Professor Haslina, are you ready? Okay, time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Nanda. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, speakers, and participants. Today, I hope all healthy and happy. Welcome to the International Short Course Program 2025 with the theme Local Food for the World, Aligning Policy and Innovation for Sustainable Consumption. Special thanks to our speakers, Association Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakop from Chiang Mai University, Thailand, and Professor Dr. Nofisar Nasir from Andalas University, and as Chairman Chef Network Asia Pacific. Prof. Novi, whose passion for sustainable food is so strong that even his cafe is locally sourced and policy aligned. And Professor Dr. Kesi Wijayanti from Universitas Semarang and Dr. Bambang Kunarto from Universitas Semarang. To all students, enjoy the program, and if Professor Novi quizzes you on food policy, just smile and note he makes even the complex stuff easy to digest. With that, I officially open the International Short Course Program 2025. I apologize if there are any mistakes or errors. I wish you all an enjoyable and meaningful learning experience. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor Nana, for the insightful, and thank you so much for opening this session. All right, so it's time for us to go to the next agenda. The next agenda is the photo session. So for those who are joining us online, you can open your camera because our team will take the picture of you online. And for the students that are here, or the participants, you can stand up and go to the middle, please. Stand up and go to the middle, everyone. And for Professor Prof. Hadi and also Prof. Nana, all of you can go here. Okay, let's stand up, everyone.
For the participant on our left side, please move to the middle so we can take a picture together. Okay, everyone, please give us your best smile In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, once again in 3, 2, 1, smile. Yes. Can we make this pose? It's for Universitas Semarang. It's for Semarang University. Please make this pose, everyone. Yes, okay. When I say USM, you answer Jaya, okay? USM Jaya, yes. Okay, thank you everyone. Please be seated. Yes, thank you. Please have a seat.
Okay, please be seated. And for the online students that are in the Zoom, you can also join us because our team will take the picture of you, take a screenshot. And now we go to the next agenda. This is the main agenda of today's session. The seminar session that will be held in 2 parts. The first session is for the first speaker, Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok. And the second session will be for Professor Dr. Novizar Nazir, MSE. Okay, so to start this session, I would like to go there. May I? Okay. All right. Now let's start and go to the next agenda. This agenda is the seminar session. This is the session 1 with the topic Policies and Regulations for Sustainable Food Security. With the speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok from the Faculty of Agroindustry, Chiang Mai University. Okay, so I would like to call out Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok, are you there?
Hello.
Okay, so now we have connection with Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok from Chiang Mai University. Okay, I can hear you clear because we also can hear you clearly, Professor. So I would like to say hi first to you. How are you this morning?
It's quite cold here in Thailand. It's winter over here.
Okay, so well, hopefully everything is okay there. And now let's start this session with you first. Okay, and you will be the first speaker of this session with the topic is Policies and Regulations for Sustainable Food Security. Professor, are you ready to present your presentations?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so if you are ready, I also first, before you start, let me first will tell everyone about you here, so they will know who you are. And I will read your CV first. Okay, so after that you can start your presentations. Okay, so the first speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok. He is PhD in Business and Management the education's a long way. The last PhD got from the Southern Taiwan University of Science and Technology, Taiwan, with a major in business and management. Magister Economic in Chiang Mai University, Thailand, with the major of economics, and the accountancy for the BACC. Right? He is at the lecture, and the subject that he teach is competitive strategy for food business, beverage business and entrepreneurship, food product innovation, marketing for packaging, agro-industrial management. And Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok is from Chiang Mai University in the Faculty of Agro-Industry. Okay, so everyone here and also for those who are in the Zoom, please take notes. And if you have questions, please prepare your questions. Yeah, because we will have door prize for those who are actively ask a question for these sessions. Okay? All right. Professor?
Yes.
Yeah, you can share your screen. Can you?
Let me see. I think
Okay, we can see your
Yes.
slides. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, would you start now, Professor?
Okay.
Yeah. Time is yours.
Thank you for thank you for the introduction. Good morning, all the lecturers and the teams who arranged the event today. I'm really honored to be here presenting what actually the current trend, and I can say it's a global trend, and it could massively make some impact on our society and also for the global at large. So as an introduction, you can also call me Ajahn or Dr. Cartoon. That my nickname. I'm now working as a lecturer. Just recently titled assistant professor in business management, and also more focus on teaching how to be more innovative, especially in food products, and also not only innovation that we need concern, but how to be more sustainable and make the food security system or make the food system can be fulfilled and also further develop is the thing that we need to do, and I think it's the most challenging things. So as of the topic today is more about food security and also how to be more sustainable. As all you may all knew already, and I would like to emphasize and make a really short meaning of food security again right here. It's actually the food security means having consistent access to safe, nutritious food for healthy and active life. It means the food should be ready. It should be enough for all, not only just some group of people or some part of the world, but it should be more accessible worldwide. So this quite be challenging once we think about the global perspective. If we talk about just in the house, just our family, that we have 4 or 5 people in the family, this could be managed easily, right? That you get the pot of food over here, your mom and your sister, your brother. But then a larger scale, like in the village, and then even larger scale in terms of in your nation, and of course the largest one is in the global perspective. It could be challenges, and also we need to try to reduce this kind of food insecurity in the society. And once it can be accessed, or is in access, we can now have more security in our food supply chain, and also if we not threaten people live and livelihood. So, food security here is not just an economic issue, it is a moral imperative, because every person deserves equal access to safe and nutritious food. When communities can reliably access to the food they need, it strengthens social stability, and also support the overall security of the country. In contrast, food insecurity often forces people to leave their homes in search of better life, so or a better living conditions, leading to the displacement and humanitarian crisis. These disruptions do not remain confined to one area. They can create broader instability that spread across regions and affect neighboring countries, emphasizing why ensuring food security is essential for the global peace and development. So we can see here that it's not just lacking of food, let's say as simple as that, but it's more about in the larger scale, in the global scale, it brings peace and development to the human. So there are four pillars and four dimensions right here that could be a key drivers of global food insecurity. The first dimension over here, of course, that we all knew already that climate change has been a big concern in our country, and also is a global concern nowadays, that climate change and weather extreme could really reduce agricultural productivities, and also at the result there will be in short of food, right? Because they bring flood, droughts, and storm. So this reduce crop yields and disrupt supply chains, and it have been encountered recently, as for example, right now in the southern part of Thailand, had been disrupted by a flooding that is the most severe in 300 years this year. So, yeah, so everything could be this could be damaged, and could be the face of climate change and other environmental issues. This climate change also can worsen productivity and food quality, and also bring to the conflict in the community. And the second dimension over here is about instability and conflicts. So, war and violence interrupt food production and access, and also we need to make it more manageable in governance, and makes hunger worse. So that's the second dimension. And the third dimension over here is about economic shocks. It's like unexpected event that could finally disrupt our supply chain and rise prices, and also inflation rate, and also and other economic issues, for example, like poverty, inequality. This also could be a big concern that make global food insecurity. And the last dimension over here that I make a summarize as a once is some part of the world is they have some poor infrastructure and population growth and urbanization. They probably get some higher chance of food insecurity in that area. So there are four pillars right here of food security that provide a complete, let's say, is a framework for understanding what it takes to ensure everyone can access to uh, safe and nutritious food. The first one over there is availability. Is the really first pillar that we need to take into consideration when we talk about food security, because availability right here focus on producing enough food for the populations, and which can be supported through innovation like vertical farming or urban agriculture that bring fresh food closer to densely populated area. Um, the second pillar over there is access, which refer to the people our ability to physically and affordably obtain the food they need by expanding urban, probably as I mentioned before about vertical farming, and also improving distribution system that can help ensure that fresh produce reach to all communities. And the third pillars over there is utilization. This is quite important because it's emphasize how our bodies use the food we consume, highlighting the importance of clean water, safe food, and nutritious rich to support good health and good life. And finally, the last pillar right there, which consider is the most important when we talk about food security, is stability. And this pillar, we try to ensure that access to the food is consistent over time, spent depending on strong infrastructure, resilient local food system, and also long-term planning to economics or environmental disruptions. So altogether, the four pillars over here provide the foundation for a secure and sustainable food system at large. So that's why we need to try to understand the role of policy and regulation in food security. Um, you may all have heard a lot of policies and regulations in the past few years or even currently, but why it matter, right? Right, when we talk about food policy or food regulations, um, and that more emphasize on food security, that could be something challenging, and what we need to figure out what they all means and what should we do as a society. So public policy right here could provide a structure needed to manage the food system, address malnutrition, and ensure cost sector or ordination. So how can we do that? And how can we how can we address and understand all the policies and regulation in food security? The public policy right here could be a key role or central role in shaping a safe, fair, and sustainable food system. It provides governance through science-based rules and regulatory framework that guide how food is produced and processed, and also distributed. Strong policy also help nations work forward and work closer to the global community. and commitment. Particularly, as we all know, in the 2030, right, agenda from United Nations about SDG, or Sustainable Development Goals, that contains 17 pillars that we try to reduce, and we try to solve the global issue, not only a country or nation level or community level, but we more concerned on the global issues that need to be addressed. For example, in the food security right here, they uh, in the 2030 agenda from United Nations, more closely to SDG number two, zero hunger, which aim to eliminate hunger and improve nutrition worldwide. Because food security is interconnected with many sectors, and effective policies ensure coherence across health, agriculture, environment, trade, water, education, and finance. They are all interconnected. And also, public policy right here could address a deeper and long-term cause of malnutrition by promoting responsible investment in agriculture, infrastructure, education, and social protection. Altogether, this will help build a resilient food system that support both nation development and global well-being. So as I mentioned before, the levels of governance right here is, if we talk about just local level, we may have seen some global local governments try to integrate food and nutrition into the regional plans or in the framework in order to execute some policy, or the communities could play a role in participation, access, and governance, these kind of issues. But if we lift up a bit further to the national level, we can see that the governments develop more laws, regulations, strategy, and develop plans that trying to combine, integrate a larger pictures of key driver that could impact the food security. So that could be agriculture dimension, nutrition, climate change, and also environmental issue. And that what the national level should be focused on. And the last one as a biggest scale is the international level. Organization like uh, FAO, WHO, WTO, as all we knew already, that provide global guidelines to support countries like us, like especially in Thailand or Indonesia, with the coordination, capacity building, and policy alignment. So we believe that we together we can solve more and more problems together. Um, so this is kind of commitment that is a global commitment, let's say, and the result is just to make the world at a better place. So the key policy effective food security right here can be understood by comparing Thailand national approaches with the global frameworks. But before we go into that, I would like to emphasize key policy affecting food security. I summarize into four dimensions over here. The first dimension, we talk about agricultural policy that normally in this kind of practice, we try to integrate nutrition objective into the agricultural planning, also try to promote sustainable agriculture and also climate and resilient practice to execute and address local problems directly and quickly. Since all the problems sometimes cannot be waited too long, sometimes we need to execute within 1 or 3 months, or some policy need to be adopted right now, something like that. So these agricultural policies could support urban and peri-urban agriculture at large. And the second dimension over here that could affect food security is about food trade policy that could promote open and fair and non-discriminatory trade consistent with the WTO rules. So it can improve the efficiency of agricultural commodity market, and it could be also export or import worldwide. And the third dimension over there, we talk about the labor and worker rights policy. Since, as we mentioned about food security, it's not solely about them, right? But it's all interconnected to several sectors. And of course, the labor of workers should be also under food security policy, because it can protect workers' health and occupational safety once they work for some companies or some food company or whatever. We need to provide fair wage, social protection, and also access to healthy food, promote gender equality, equal pay, and support for women, including paid maternity leave. So these are the three dimensions that could really affect food security at large. And the last dimension, the fourth dimension over here, we talk about food safety regulations. Uh, um, in order to control major hazards and also toxin chemicals and residues, we try to improve nutrition level, also try to make and strengthen food safety system and update standard. So these four key policies in four dimension could affect food security at large and being a better face of our humanity. So to make it more understandable, and also we summarize, given Thailand as an example and the global examples, that how we adopt key policy and then how it could affect food security over here. The first key policies, and also uh, key policies over here affecting food security that can be understood by comparing Thailand national approaches with global frameworks and best practice over here. The first dimension, the first policy is, as I mentioned before, agricultural policy, right? So in Thailand, such as BCG model for sustainable, uh, also Thailand 4.0 for smart agricultural initiative, aim to modernize production and promote eco-friendly methods. So globally, you can see in the right hand side in the orange box over there, um, we have some kind of similar goals are reflected in major policy like EU Common Agriculture Policy or CAP, and also the US Farm Bill, which guide a farming standard and subsidies and also sustainability. In terms of food trade policy, the second dimension over there, in Thailand, we also use free trade agreement and WTO centenary, and also measure unsafe, efficient trade, and so on, or we call it SPS measure. In the global level, and we can see that it's also aligned with international agreements such as SPS. And for the label and worker rights policy right here, we also talk about we enforce Labor Protection Act or LPA. Also, we act and cannot accept the or any regulation against child and for labor. Parroting to the global issues over there, the global standards such as ILO or conventions on child labor and forced labors in the global framework. Also, in the food safety regulations, also we follow Food Act, and we have modernized and we have our own Thai FDA and GMP standard. Also, align with the international communities examples. So what I mentioned right here is the policy or any action that we as a country need to focus is more how the global community reform their own policies, and then we can adopt and make it more suitable for our regions, our country. So this is quite important because it's could eventually affect our food security in the country or in the community. And in this way, if we concern more policy and uh, what we can be done to make the food supply chain and food system for better, so it could make everything better, especially in nutrition and also people health and their life of living. So that's we're probably talking about solely more about food security standard and policies. And now we're shifting a bit to the policies for sustainability in the food system. Um, we can also try to conduct and make it more like natural resources management, for example, land, water, and forest. Um, we need to set the plan what we should do with our natural resources to make it more efficient. And also I truly believe that increasing forest cover up to 40% in a community could really uh how to say, it's restorations, and and it's not gonna be flooding easily. It's also gonna be full of food, and food ecosystem will be more resilient, let's say. So this is what we need to do in order to manage natural resources or what we have in the country or in the community. And the second dimension that we need to do is the policy for support sustainable agriculture. For example, as I mentioned before previously about Thailand BCG model, we promote or environmentally friendly and high value agriculture by to reduce waste as much as we can, and also the waste from um, the factory or from the food process. We can make something or add more value on that, and then we can have a high value innovative products, food product. Also, smart farmer program. I think this is also the most concern because once we try to do all the things, we have policy, we have regulation and standards, but who gonna use it and who gonna be applied for? So human resources like farmers or any stakeholders is someone who really need to have those skills. What are our skill? Skill in modern sustainable farming technology, or right now we have AI. Right now we have VR, AR, several advanced technology that farmers or especially stakeholders should be learn, and they should have this kind of skill. So the human capital over here could cherish or can be nurture sustainable in the food system, more sustainable. And also the crop diversification over here. So we encourage some plants or some diversify crops. For example, drought tolerance or low water crops to improve nutrition and income and resilience. Or precision agriculture over here, as I mentioned before. Now, all the soil sensor, Internet of Things, AI could now monitor soil or plantations and also crops to optimize irrigation, and also drone for agriculture. Those applications or the advanced technology right here reduce water usage and chemical inputs. So this is could be more sustainable, and of course it's more will be more beneficial in food system. And the last one is a big practice, and then I believe that we are all doing it right now. It's about organic farming. So the nation, as the national organic agricultural strategy, we try to expand organic farming and reduce chemical use, and also try to promote certifications. For example, Organic Thailand or EU Organic, or support organic village and community-based enterprise. So this could be good policy for sustainability in the food system. And the last four dimension over here, I will go through roughly. Um, we try to also some policy that to reducing chemical fertilizer and pesticide. So right now, there are research going on in at the CMU Chiang Mai University. We're trying to reduce chemical fertilizers in order to grow the vegetable, or for example salad, as everyone eat it, and then everyone just happy, and think that is clean, is full of nutritious, and also far away from chemical fertilizers. And actually, the process is quite challenging, and not what we thought like that, because they also use some fertilizers, and then some chemical fertilizer. So in Chiang Mai University now, we try to do some research more about um, uh, how to use. We call it the technology that using sunlight or light instead of using chemical for grow the crops, something like that. So um, uh, yes, I forgot the word for that, but it's not protected, or it can be publicly speak, but I just forgot that word. But technically, they try to utilize the light or the sunlight in order to grow the vegetable or the crop, instead of using chemical fertilizers and pesticides, um, and also reducing food loss and waste. So right here, we have some roadmap. So this is could be challenging, but we should set a short-term and long-term strategy. For example, in Thailand, now we try to reduce waste by 50% in 2013. So in 4 years, in 5 years from now, this is quite challenging, but let's see how can we, uh, you know, reduce waste and try to reduce food loss as much as we can. And also, right now we also have Thailand Food Bank in also to supply food to community and also train farmers on harvesting, handling, and storage techniques and more advanced in adopting to advanced technology tools and promoting food innovations. This is quite challenging, but in order to make it happen and develop something more sustainable in the food system, promoting food innovation is the key. And also at the faculty of agro industry at Chiang Mai University, we try to develop and educate students and everyone in the classroom to think more innovatively and also not only innovation that we need concern, but we try to educate them how to think creatively and also finally they can design something remarkable in the food system and for sustainability as a goal. So I also have done some research about insect proteins and also university and research centers are now also using and try to research more local agricultural products in innovative food products or BCG economy model. And also Innopolis innovations. We also have several food Innopolis innovation hubs, especially at Chiang Mai University, of course, in Mahidol, in some university in Thailand. So this is the way we try to promote sustainability in food system. So once we promote food innovations and we cannot ignore how to adjusting food system for climate change. This is quite challenging since it's a thing that we cannot control. Promote climate smart agriculture could be another alternative policy that we need to consider by reducing greenhouse gas emission, strengthening long-term food production, and also restore watersheds and degraded land to improve water security and resilience. So this is all 8 policies in Thailand that I summarize and hope for you all to know more about the Thailand's policy and regulation in order to support sustainability and food system in community level, national level, and the global level that we align with other international communities, policy and standards. For example, in Thailand right now, food safety standards and regulations, we more solely focus on good manufacturing practice. So it's mandatory for all food manufacturing facilities, ensure hygiene, clean environment, and safe production. And also GAP, we call it in short, but actually it's good agricultural practice. This is also focus on safe and sustainable farming practice. And also the last one, HACCP hazard analysis critical control point is let's say voluntary but widely promoted in order to produce food products and food safety in the factory, in the facility and so on. So we just try to identify hazards and control critical points in productions. So, um, in our practice, interconnected with several factors, right? First of all, location, machinery, processing, sanitary, maintenance, and personal or HR. We can say it's human capital, and also. For the good agricultural practice, we also try to understand um, how to grow until how to use it, and then it is finally it is how it is us how to uh, reduce waste and food loss, and their hazards analysis critical control points over here. um, we just try to understand the seven principle and establish the ideas and all the things together to make it um make sure that it's along with the standard and food safety guideline. And also the traceability, chemical control, and food labeling right here in Thailand. Also, we have Tracks Thai system to track food from farm to consumer, enhancing transparency and consumer trust. This is quite important. And the second dimension here, we also have chemical residue and pollution control. Um, Although we have um, some control or some involvement by Thai FDA or Ministry of Health, Public Health, but some um, pollutions and also residuals still exist in the society. So this is quite challenging, but it's good to have the policy or any standard that could um, be a guidance for others in the community or in the country to follow and executions. The third one is a food labeling right here. The informations need to be really most focusing on ingredient, expiring date, nutrition, and origin. Believe it or not, almost 30 or 40% of Thai teenagers now we once we go to a grocery store or whatever, for example, 7-Eleven or Family Mart, they now focus on more on nutrition facts, that how many calories they're gonna consume, how many sugar, how many protein they're gonna consume per day. So their, let's say, consumer behavior also changing nowadays. So food labeling right here in Thailand, we consider is really important for consumer, especially for the younger generation, that they try to be more health concerned, and in this way we can support informed consumer choices and traceability. And also regulatory agency. We have Thai FDA oversee food safety, permit inspection, enforcement. I believe that it's an agency that several countries also try to set, um, but in their own way, because the nature of the country or agency is quite can be different, but the goal is to protect consumer and regulatory for the best for all. And once we have this kind of protection, we can ensure that the product that consumer consume is can be safe, high quality food products, and also could be addressed on legal action for violations. For example, like contaminate and mislabel products, something like that. And also, what is challenging is about um, right now in Thailand, we consider traceability is not fully mandatory across all sector yet. So this would be challenging since there are several business in the countries and also many communities and is quite hard to implement. The hardest thing is how to assess or how to evaluate the effectiveness of the policy or standard that have been executed in some area or in the national level. That could be really challenging nowadays. Um, so things that I mentioned earlier could be easier and could make it done better with the collaboration with authors. As a community ourselves, sometimes yes, probably can manage easily. But once we talk about several communities, so, as a nation, as a country, as a global level, collaborations is the key to success. The cooperation over here, I would like to address the collaboration between government, private sector, and communities. So, um, public and private partnership, or we call it PPP, is right here. In Thailand, we use the agriculture to combine public funding and support with private innovation and implementations. For example, a food monopolies platform to modernize food production, supply chain, and innovation. So in this way, we can pool resources together and share risk and scale up sustainable practice and meet domestic export standard. Okay, so with the public and private partnership and funding and support, we can make the sustainable practice more reliable and also meet domestic and export standard. Um, the second dimension here is the role of farmers and agricultural cooperative. So, cooperative in the community, especially for farmer, can provide credit input, collective marketing, and also aggregation, improving farmers' income and market access. So that will help farmers in order to commercialize their products. And um, as I mentioned before, if the farmer himself or herself probably can see it's the hardest thing to do because they might not good at marketing or selling products or put or add any value added into the food products and sell in a higher price or premium price. But with the collaboration with the several partners, so we can have farmer cooperative right here. So help
Excuse
farmers
me, sir,
improve
Professor.
income.
Excuse me, your
Yes.
time is still 5 minutes more.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, so in this way, we can empower small scale farmers and support rural development. And with the community empowerment, community-based food security, and also regional and international collaboration, especially I want to address to you all today about Asian farmers on organization support program. This program could strengthen farmer network, enable regional knowledge exchange, and build resilient food system. So, we have several examples of successful cases. For example, the food monopolies, sustainable palm oil collaboration with a farmer, and also agricultural cooperative, and so on. So, when I talk about the collaboration right here is not about just any country, but if we, as a regional community and as for example, Asian farmers organizations support program right here could be the key to success and can reduce emerging risks that could be challenging right here and in front of everyone right here is emerging risk in climate change, energy resources risks, and also on. So with collaboration and all challenges could be addressed and resolved. So, um, before I end the presentation today, the slide over here, I would like to make a conclusion that opportunity for digital food technology and future policy could also be um, talking about, and then also need to be newly reformed, since the digital and technologies right now is highly involvement is our people life, and how do, how cannot we adopt this kind of helpful innovation and technology in order to support a food system. So by doing that, we may address or adopt AI or data driving farming by optimizing water, fertilizer. And for example, right now in some rural area in Thailand, we don't uh, monitor like the old way of doing anymore. So we use AI to monitor crop health. So we call it crop health monitoring. So it can also forecasting and adaptive management and increase productivity and resilience. Or probably this could be add into policy framework for the future, that how can we adopt digital infrastructure and technology in order to make the regulatory and governance framework for sustainability in the food system the most effective. So that's all for my talk today. So I hope that you all may um, have learned some policy and regulations and standard, that and also some example that I I bring to all you all today. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for the explanations, Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok from Thailand. And you have been explaining a lot today about the food security, especially for food for available for all. You also explained about the acute global food insecurity, in which the point is about the climate change, conflict of instability, economic stocks, other limiting factors. And also you also explained about the Thailand that are country that same as Indonesia. Indonesia also the country with a lot of islands, right? And
Mhm.
you also explain more about the digital technology and future policies. So I also do believe that with this digital technology that we have now, there will be a future policies that are, you know, gaining new things. Maybe we still don't know now, but with this technology, I believe also that we will have the new future policies about food. But before I open the question and answer sessions for these sessions, because I saw all of the students here, they take notes of the things that you've been explained. I would like to ask you, Professor, about your research. So I got one research that makes me curious. That is the research in this year at 2025 about food innovation. And
Mhm.
yeah, you and your friend Seharat have the research about the insect-based ice cream purchase propensity. And the title of your research is Food Innovation, the Mediated Relationship Between Marketing Strategies, Sustainable Attitude, and Insect-Based Ice Cream Purchase Propensity. Professor, would you like to explain more about this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, this is newly published research that uh, we trying to understand and also adopt uh, sustainable goals in order to address on food security. Um, and we find the alternative way of producing or making things happen by thinking more innovatively and also creatively. So we come up with the alternative protein, but also made from insects, which is it's actually based on we would like to lift up what we have, and as I mentioned before in the uh, in my talks about the community levels and lift up local ingredients who be the source of food security also. So um the insects I selected right here is the short-tailed cricket, and which is can be mostly found in the northern part of Thailand. So it's another family of cricket, but this one is a bit bigger. So uh holistically or traditionally, the northern part of Thailand, we try to we harvest them and then we eat them. Sometimes we cook with the meal and so on. But some people don't like it, but some people like it. So uh, we think that eatable insects right here can be promising and can be a promising avenue for sustainable food system due to their high nutritional value, low environmental footprint, and also potential to address global food security challenges. Um, Despite the widespread adoption of edible insects in various developing regions, such as Thailand, their acceptance, consumer acceptance in certain regions remain inconclusive, with consumer often viewing them as a novel food, sometimes too new to them. So, this research we try to mix edible insect, which is short-tail crickets, into ice creams that everyone. Uh, Ice cream is the most famous food or dessert. Everyone eat it easily or whatever. So we try to combine them in order to make it more accepted in and also want to change consumers' perception about insects. So we have done some protocol, a real ice cream with the mixed with short shell cricket powder, and then soak and coat it with cocoa, and we sell at the really medium price, not that high. It's about €1 or €2, $1 or $2, and yeah, and that is why the interesting is that the price of the product is not significant, statistically significant. This could be challenging because, and it can make us a conclusion that once the product is premium and once the consumer believe in our product that this product is insect-based protein enriched ice cream, they are willing to pay higher, or they don't care much about how much it's gonna be. But if they're sure that it's more sustainable and it's good for their health, they are willing to pay more. So
Okay.
there's all my research is
Okay. Okay.
about.
Thank you so much for the explanation. It's quite interesting. That's why it makes me have a quite a question for you, because you also
Oh.
explain in your presentations about the SDGs number 17, right? And also the pollution, right? And we have to reduce the food waste also, and I think that's a good idea that you find. And also about the collaborations between the government, private sector, and also the communities, right? Okay, so thank you so much for the insights. And probably if there are students that have a questions here. Anyone have questions? Please raise your hand. Okay, we have one. Okay, and two over there. One more. Okay, over there. Okay, please mention your name and your questions. Where are you from and your questions?
Thank you. My name is Sydney Akumodongo. I'm from Kenya. I'm representing Universitas Semarang. My question is on policy. The question is, global food markets and local markets are likely to be affected with regime changes in most countries. How can we develop policies that cushion the food systems from farmers to consumers? And secondly, when can such changes, because such changes occur abruptly, and how can you also develop policies that are able to foresee this abruptness before they happen?
Yeah, thank you so much for the questions. Sir, Professor, would you like to answer it directly about the
Okay.
food policies? Time is yours.
So as I understand, thank you for the question also. Is that what as I understand is about since the global issues and also the global, for example, political regimes and everything differ, right? So how could we uh create or have some policies and and exercise in a country, because every country different, as you mentioned. um I need to uh there will be several steps to do, but just to make it shortly and to give you more picture of how normally uh one policy should be created, right? Step by let's say it's an overall step-by-step guide. First of all, as you mentioned before, that everyone different, every country different. So we also try to address first, identify the problem, let's say, and who is going to be affected by that problem, and we get evidence and analyze context. In this way, you can do by survey and check industry benchmark or any kind of thing. And in this step, you may need to collect the data and do some research, right? And then once you got the data, you now find the tools to set the clear objective. For example, in strategic management area, we use SMART goals. A SMART right here is stand for S, specific; M, measurable; A, achievable; and R, relevant; and T, time bound. So you may need to have some kind of tools to uh, set your clear objective for your policy. So, for example, you would like to increase productivity in food sector by 20% within 1 year, something like that. So the objective right here, what I mean, it need to be clear. And then now it's time to develop policy options. It could be three options. For example, can be training program, right? It's about how to train, for example, the farmers or food manufacturers and things like that to be more sustainable. And the second option is incentive program. So you probably you may get this or that for free, or maybe you get some top up money or things like that. And the third one, we need to think about more into digital tools adoption. So you may develop policy option by brainstorming multiple solutions like that all together and select the best policy. once you brainstorming and then have the policy, and there could be several, and then you select the best policy for uh three. We call it 3E, 1P. It means effectiveness, efficiency, equity, and political and social support. And then we draft the policy and based on problems and everything, and then we consult the stakeholders. Which mean if that policy involve manager, employee, public, expert, we need to consult all the stakeholders, and then we will get an output to be adjusted again and again, and then so the last one we implement, and then monitoring and evaluation. So the the way of create policy, and also of course different country, different location could be different. So this kind of step, a guide by guide step, could efficiently help you to have new and very specific policy in that regions. If I answer it correctly.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for your explanations. It is clear that you explained about the policies that are different in every country, and every country have its own progress. So it depends on the progress that its country reached right now, because they still have further progress, and they still looking for the best way to get for everyone to stay and get the right food and good food for everyone. That's why the things that we need is to solve the problem, and also for the examples, yeah, right, that you've been explained, Professor. You explained about the incentive program and also digital program, and you also explained about the 3E and 1P program. That's the example from Thailand. Okay, Sydney, is that answer the questions from you? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, give applause for Sydney from Unimos. All right, we have one person that in the Zoom raising hand now, but before that, I would like to address the girl on the back. Yes, it's you. Please deliver your questions. Mention your name, your short name, and where are you from. Please, time is yours.
Okay, okay, thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Angelina from Semarang University. May I ask you for Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakot for the climate change. Okay, the question is, in the face of climate change, how should governments reform agricultural subsidies to shift financial incentive away from high input, risk-prone monocultures toward climate resilience, diversified and sustainable farming system? Thank you.
All right.
um
Yeah, would you like to
uh,
answer it directly, Professor?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question again?
The question is
Because
about, yeah, it's
I,
about
yes,
the climate change, Professor.
the climate change. Okay,
Yeah.
the climate change. Sorry, because I lost the internet recently. Could you repeat the question
Okay,
again?
Angelina, please repeat the question.
Okay, sorry, sir. The question is, how should governments reform agricultural subsidies to shift financial incentive away from high input, risk-prone monocultures towards climate resilience, diversified and sustainable farming system? Thank you.
Mm,
Okay, Professor, do you
okay.
catch the question?
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
Wow, it's also another good questions. Um, we talk about the government's policy. So we talk about national level policy, right? So how can we support agricultural in response to climate change, and also um, is that what I understood, right? So
Yes.
um, Mm, I believe that every government they do their best to form the policy uh to help farmers make decision about planting and also harvesting and also commercializations. But I think there will be several tools that government, um, if in my opinion, it will be more effective in adopting some policy to inform farmers uh, to be more support the guideline or the response to climate change efficiently. The first one I think about climate change information in an early warning system. So I think the government provides some information, for example, weather forecasts like rainfall, drought, heat waves, seasonal climate outlook, or uh, flood or storm warning, whatever like that to the farmer, and also the digital or tools that should be adopted. Nowadays in Thailand, we also use SMS alert. So once they're in frustration about environmental issues, there will be some messages go through your phone directly. But it's sometimes not enough for that, right? So um, we should have some mobile applications and also local agriculture officers to help farmer to make decision on the climate information. And also um, I believe that the policy and incentive for climate change, government should create law and subsidy and incentive such as subsidy for water efficient irrigation or tax breaks for renewable energy on farms, or maybe some grants for soil health program, something like that. So um, this way we can reduce carbon dioxide emissions and gas emissions, so it could less effects on the climate change. I believe that.
Okay, thank you so much. And the focus is to reduce the carbon dioxide, right? For example, like giving the early warning system by SMS. Okay, Angelina, is it answer the questions? Okay, thank you so much. And we still have one more question, Professor,
Yep.
from the um, chat, Zoom chat. And I would like to invite, the name is Miss Nani, if I'm not mistaken. Ibu Nani.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Would you like to deliver directly your questions to Professor Wiswat Wanamakok?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Good day, Professor. I am Nani Cahyanti from USM. At present, I am interested in functional food related with mental health issues, Prof. As we understand, food insecurity related with specific nutritious food during early childhood is associated with mental health issues. As we know, there are hyperactivity and anxiety that will influence the cognitive development and have potential long-term effect into their adulthood. So maybe I'd like to have your opinion and more experiences from you, Prof, about food security policies in global countries that address the mental health concerns. Are these become a concern for policymakers at present, Professor? Thank you.
Mm.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Would you like to answer it directly?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for your questions. This also another perspective that um, we are, or scientists, or every as the national policy um, did not pay attention more on the relationship between food security policy and also anxiety or depressions of human, or the people in the community. This is a good relationship between two factors. I, as we understand, we used to be hungry and then we also angry sometimes like that, right? So I think it's a creativity connection. So now there's the fun way of making these two words together in English, like hungry and angry. So it's been hungry. So I believe that food, or nutritious and nutrition and mental health, and also how it could control our mood, or system in our body, is interconnected. So based on your questions, yes, around the world, the food security policy are increasingly recognizing the connection between nutrition and mental health through the integration. Through the integration is still an event. For example, governments and international agencies now acknowledge the food insecurity can heighten stress, anxiety, and depression, and that's deficiency in key nutrients such as omega-3, um, fatty acids, B vitamin, iron, zinc, and iodine can negatively affect mood, cognitions, and emotional regulations. So, most food security strategies still focus on access, affordability, and calorie sufficiency, but many countries are beginning nowadays to incorporate mental health consideration by promoting diversified diet, um, also school feeding scheme, and target nutrition support for vulnerable groups of like children, pregnant women, and also vulnerable people in the society. So, um, mental health right here impact poor nutrition are becoming a growing concern for policymakers, and full integration into national food policy is still developing. I think, if I answer correctly.
Yeah, thank you so much for the explanation, Professor. What about that? Miss Nani from USM?
Uh,
Is it answer
one
the
question
questions?
more, Professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with your insights, Prof. Thank you. How can we provide this important perspective to government, yeah, Prof?
Oh.
I think it is very important because we will make or create the next generations, the good generation, the perfect generation for our nations, of course. Maybe you have more experiences, especially in your country, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
Okay. So I think
Okay.
that's answer the questions. In short, please, Professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we are in a university, and also believe in collaboration is the key to success, let's say. So um, collaborating with universities, farmer organization, and NGO and public health professionals, I believe that we can strengthen credibility, like to make it reliable in the information that we have about the mental health and the relation with nutrition and so on. So um, all together, with the collaboration together, we can increase visibility. So the governments they can also concern about what to be here, and our voice, once we collaborate or with several sectors, our voice will be louder, and then the government could hear those voices, and finally publishing summaries in local media, academic forums, as we are doing right now, also could help government to or motivate policy maker to act efficiently. I believe so.
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer. We have still one more question, but please answer
I'm
this
okay.
in short because we have limited time. One more question from the students over there, I think.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Okay. Thank you so much for the time. First of all, thank you for your presentation, Professor. It's really amazing and insightful. And actually, I'm a tourism student from Semarang University. My name is Siesa. And one thing that we know together about Thailand is this is a country that's strong in tourism, especially in food tourism. And in the past few months, I've noticed certain food trends, such as eating a live stream, or they called it dancing stream, if I'm not mistaken, and a live squid, right? That becoming very popular among the tourists. And however, when I talk about it with my Thai friends, that they actually don't consume. They said that many locals actually don't consume these foods, and they are mostly promoted for tourism only. So my question is that how does Thailand manage food safety for these kinds of tourism-driven food trends in tourism area? Thank you.
Okay, please, Professor, the answer in brief, please.
In brief.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a the good questions. I also have several friends from a foreign country visited, and also I also brought them to try dancing gym. Dancing is a so when we talk about it could be challenging sometimes, of course, because not all tourists are willing or able to try such a food due to maybe cultural differences and personal belief or health concern, whatever. But this also creates some challenge for Thai food system regulation, as serving as unusual food, right? Risks of bacterial contaminations and pesticides, and also improper handling. So all authorities and tourism operators I think they also have some balance in authenticity and adventure with strict hygiene standard, by proper labeling. So as you probably can see some in the restaurant that we have the proper labeling about food standard and hygiene standard, and consumer education about ensure visitors can safely enjoy Thailand distinctive culinary offer by without health risk. Um, but yes, we have some standard, and also we have some proper labeling in the restaurant, but to be fully implemented is also the challenge things that we going to do in our touristic place all over Thailand. I believe so.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer, because you're also curious about the food that we saw in social media, right? Okay, so what about answer the questions? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, and please give applause for Professor Wani from the university.
Thank you ขอบคุณค่ะ
Okay, ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ Okay. Yeah, we still have one more session 2, with the theme Local Food and Cultural Diplomacy Building Global Bridge. And the speaker is Professor Dr. Novizar Nazir MSE, as the chairman SAFE Network Asia Pacific from Andalas University. I would like to say hi, Professor Novizar Nazir, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, good morning from here. How are you, Professor?
Good.
Okay, thank God.
Alhamdulillah.
Because I know the news about your place, and we hope that you're okay there. Okay? So, Professor, before you explain about the material today, I would like to read first the biodata about the Professor Dr. Insinyur Novizar Nazir MSE, that the chairman of SAFE Network Asia Pacific, and he's also a lecturer in Andalas University, located in Indonesia at Padang. And Professor Nazir have had a lot of scientific presentations alongside with the invited speakers in several seminars all over the world. And he also the initiator or coordinator of the Asia Pacific Network for Sustainable Agriculture, Food and Energy, SAFA, SAFE Network, as the chairman from 2013 until now. So we believe that your explanations will give us a new perspective about the local food and cultural diplomacy building global bridge. Professor, are you ready to deliver the presentations? Okay, we can see the slides here, and you can start the presentation. Your time is 30 minutes. Time is yours.
Okay. Where is my slide? Okay. Thank you very much for introduction. And I didn't sleep last night to prepare my presentation today. Thank you, Prof. Radi, for inviting me to this short course. And also congratulations to Prof. Haslina, Vice Rector on Academic Affairs, for this event. I'm joining you from West Sumatra. We are facing the bad situation now because non-stop rain almost a week. And yeah, our region has been struck by flood and landslide that have claimed many lives, and more than 200 students of Andalas University have been evacuated to the university mosque for shelter. Okay, anyway, please pray for us, and I would like to share my presentation here.
Yeah, we will pray for you, Professor.
Thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, this is the title. Before I present my presentation, thank you very much, Ajahn Khatun, for a very nice presentation. I am very impressed for your awesome presentation. Thank you. This is the title of my presentation. the title from the organizing committee. Prof. Wadi sent me this title, Local Food and Culture Diplomacy, Building a Global Bridge. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. The objective of my presentation this morning are one, to define and promote culinary diplomacy. So the presentation I aim to explain the concept of gastro diplomacy, using food as a medium for cultural dialogue, nation branding, and building soft power. As the second objective is to showcase successful models and local potential global benchmark to analyze how nations like Japan, with sushi food, Korean with kimchi or K food, and Thailand using global tea, has successfully used food to shape the global image and economic influence. An Indonesian identity, I want to highlight Indonesian potential in the global arena through assets like rendang, specialty coffee like Gayo, Toraja, and participation in international events like G20. The third objective is to highlight economic opportunity. The objective is to position local food not just as culture, but as a strategic economic bridge. This includes boosting export through product innovation, strengthening micro, small, and medium enterprises, driving the growth of gastronomy, tourism, and the creative economy. And the objective number 4 is to outline strategic implementation. This presentation aims to provide actionable strategies for stakeholders to strengthen food diplomacy, including standardization, improving quality and safety for global market. And the last objective is to emphasize the role of education and youth. The key objective is to define the critical role of universities and young people in this ecosystem. Okay, this is the mind map of my presentation this morning. I divide my presentation into 5 blocks. The block 1 is the foundation. It's divided into 3 parts. The talking about context setting, like food as identity, food as soft power, and number 1 is definition, as food as culture diplomacy and gastro diplomacy, and why it matters, like authenticity, heritage, nation branding, values, sustainability. The second block here is soft power tool, food as soft power tool, and I also want to explore a bit about the culture narrative of food, like stories, origin and ritual, and a few examples of food. And the third block is I want to explore a few case studies, like a global success in Japan, Korea, and Thailand about cultural diplomacy of local food. And we want to explain a bit on Indonesian case studies. The building, the block number 4 is building bridges, like economic bridge, education and use, and universal language. And the last one, the last block is strategy and action. I divided into 3 parts. Yeah, key strategies like standardization, digital storytelling, collaboration, and role of universities on food diplomacy, like innovation research, heritage documentation, and closing vision of this presentation. Okay, we can see from this picture that's mentioned that local food is more than nourishment. It represents identity, history, and culture, cultural memory. The core meaning is food, like here in this picture, like biological fuel. We eat food and we use it for energy. And in global context, food means as symbolic language, tangible manifestation of commodity soul. Food carries deep emotional and sociological weight, far exceeding more fuel. So in the right part, like food as identity. Food as identity means who we are. Yeah, strong marker of national, regional character, distinguished culture. And example, Japanese identity, precision as seasonality of sushi. And Italian identity talk about pasta. And food as history, the definition is edible timeline of nation past, revealing centuries of interaction. Example, Padang food, Minangkabau, chili pepper from American trade routes, rendang Indonesia as spicy island, and the last one, food as cultural memory. For example, ketupat before it, a ritual connecting generation to past celebration, not just cooking rice. What is cultural diplomacy? Cultural diplomacy is the use of culture to build mutual understanding and meaningful international relationship. Include here art, language, tradition, and especially food. If we look at this picture, culinary diplomacy or gastro diplomacy is the practice of using food as a form of culture dialogue and nation branding. Through taste, storytelling, and shared experience, food become a bridge that connect cultures, foster goodwill, and enhance a country's soft power and a global stage. Yeah, we can see the picture here. That's culinary diplomacy convey cultural value and heritage without formal political dialogue, and create positive emotional connection between communities and facilitate mutual understanding through shared sensory experience and open space for informal diplomacy, relationship building, and cultural learning. And culinary diplomacy also strengthening national branding through culinary identity. For example, sushi representing Japan's precision, craftsmanship, and elegance enhance their international visibility and reputation and support economic diplomacy through food export, tourism, and trade. Okay, we come to why local food matters in diplomacy. We divide on 5. If you look at this mind map, we divide is 5 parts. 1, authentic and rooted in community, like daily practices, social ritual, life experiences, authentic culture experience, and direct representation of cultural soul. And the second part is carries cultural stories and meanings. It talks about historical event and migration, indigenous knowledge and values form a storytelling. And the number 3 represent key values like sustainability, tradition, creativity, and cultural heritage. And the number 4, shape nation global image. Why local food matters in diplomacy? The food can be international branding, and the food can be positive perception, can develop cultural visibility. For example, Japan have sushi, and Korea have kimchi, and Thailand have tom yum. And Indonesian potential here, we can see the elevate global identity, rendang, rich flavor, heritage, and like satay, widely loved, adaptable, Indonesian coffee, jamu, and traditional snack. Okay. Local food as a soft power tool. So we know that local food can be a soft power tool for our diplomacy in global bridge. 1, local food enhance positive national image, shaping global view, cultural ambassador, favorable perception, and curiosity and admiration. And local food create shared experiences and bridges differences in universal activity, intercultural friendships, public diplomacy, reduce cultural barriers, and empathy and mutual respect. Local food also boasts economic diplomacy, like gastronomy, tourism, such as culinary travel, restaurant, market tours, increase revenue and tourism identity. And local food boosts economic through food export and trade. Exported ingredient or product support medium, small enterprise, and economic ties, trade relation. And local food as a soft power tool encourage dialogue and universal expression, non-threatening medium, cross-cultural dialogue, peace building, public diplomacy mission, neutral platform, lowers communication barrier. Okay, this is the cultural narrative beyond local food. Like number 1 here, every local dish carries stories. The origin, like a historical context, agriculture, migration, and trade. And local dish also carries social values, like cooperation, hospitality, sustainability, spirituality, and local dish also bring tradition and ritual, like ceremonial, festival, rites and of passage, continuity, and also identity, like cultural marker belonging, who we are. The culture narrative behind local food, number two, share meal build emotional connection. This is the cultural narrative for local food. Share meals build emotional connection. Share meal build empathy. And share meals make understanding, trust, and bonding. And number three, example of cultural narrative or local food, like Gayo, resilience of farmers, perseverance, community solidarity, Rendang, philosophy of patience, unity, respect, communal harmony, and Bali's Teh Ong, local innovation, health-oriented gastronomy, tradition meet modernity. This is a global case studies of culinary diplomacy for international example. Culinary diplomacy has become an important soft power strategy among nations seeking to strengthen the global presence through food culture. The example number one, sushi as Japan's cultural symbol. Sushi has evolved from traditional Japanese dish into global cultural icon. Japan strategically used sushi to shape its national image as a country of precision, discipline, and aesthetic refinement. The diplomatic impact of culinary diplomacy here is become brand identity. Sushi represents Japanese value of harmony. Cultural visibility. Japanese embassies frequently feature sushi in diplomatic events to introduce Japanese culture. Tourism boost. Sushi's worldwide popularity has fueled tourism interest in Japan's culinary tradition and food market. And economic influence. Export demand for Japanese seafood, rice, and culinary tools has increased significantly. Through sushi, Japan successfully leverages food as a cultural ambassador, strengthening its soft power globally. This is the picture of how sushi as Japan culture symbol. The example number two, Korean kimchi diplomacy. South Korea's global rice, popularly known as kiweh or hallyu, extend beyond entertainment into culinary diplomacy. Kimchi, Korea's signature fermented dish, has become symbol of Korean identity and resilience. The diplomatic impact of kimchi diplomacy is brand integration and health narrative, global cultural presence, and export expansion. The next example is the global tea. Global tea is one of the most successful examples of state-led culinary diplomacy. The government actively promoted tea restaurants abroad to improve Thailand's global image. The diplomatic impact of the Thailand Global Tea gastro diplomacy program are restaurant expansion. Over 10,000 Thai restaurants worldwide have standardized Thai culinary present in major cities, national branding, economic growth, tourist promotion. And this is the example from Indonesia. Rendang positioned globally through UNESCO initiative. Rendang, traditional Minangkabau dish, is Minangkabau is West Sumatra, my hometown. has been promoted as a symbol of Indonesian culinary heritage, frequently listed among the world's best food. Rendang represents Indonesian cultural richness and philosophy. The diplomatic impact of the rendang diplomacy rendang can be a cultural branding. Rendang is featured in Indonesian pavilion event, cultural festival, and embassy reception. UNESCO recognition effort, initiative to include rendang in UNESCO cultural heritage listing, strengthen Indonesian cultural diplomacy, and also narrative power. Rendang reflect value of fashion, community, and tradition, offering deep cultural storytelling to global audience. And rendang helps position Indonesia as a country with strong culinary identity on the global stage.
Makan kaca sih ini.
This is the second example from Indonesian. Indonesia Coffee in Global Specialty Coffee Network. Yeah, Indonesian coffee like Gayo, Toraja, Kintamani, Java has long been part of international trade, but specialty coffee culture have elevated its significance. The impact on diplomacy is origin-based branding, farmer narrative, cultural exchange, and economic influence. Another example is culinary showcase during G20, APEC, ASEAN, and international event. Indonesia frequently use large international event to promote local culinary identity. In summary, global case studies show that culinary diplomacy strengthens national identity, enhance soft power, influence, open avenues for economic partnership, and create meaningful cross-cultural connection.
Excuse me, Professor Novizar Nazir.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
time is still 5 minutes more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Local food as a strategic bridge. Local food serves not only as cultural symbol, but also as a powerful economic engine that can connect communities, industries, and nation. By leveraging the economic potential of local cuisine, countries can enhance their competitiveness, expand their export market, and generate sustainable value for communities. Local food promote local product innovation and export, and strengthen micro, small, and medium enterprises in our economic sector, and drive gastronomy, tourism, and cultural economic growth. Okay. Okay, we come to the next slide. Cultural diplomacy through education and youth empowerment. Cultural diplomacy becomes significantly more impactful when it's engaged with youth and educational institutions. For example, student exchange, summer course, food festival, and cultural immersion program. Student exchange, like student mobility program, allow students to study abroad, participate in culinary internship, or engage in community-based project. And summer course and short-term academic program. The young student also can involve in food festival and culinary showcases and cultural immersion program. Okay. Example of cultural diplomacy through education and job empowerment, like internship summer course in ethno food cultural performance. Last year we had internal summer course on ethno food and cultural performance in my university, in Andalas University, the core component is academic module, hand-on culinary workshop, cultural performances and storytelling, farm and marketplace visit, and cross-cultural collaboration project. Here, the activity, the student involved in the summer course last year in my university. Okay, building global bridge through local food. Food is a universal language that transcends politics and ideology. Unlike political discourse, which can be divisive, food invites openness and curiosity. 2. Share culinary experiences promote peace, understanding, and friendship. When people sit together at a table, they engage in conversation, storytelling, and human connection. Sharing meal fosters trust building, empathy, peaceful dialogue, and friendship. And food strengthens people-to-people diplomacy and cross-cultural trust. Food-based activities that strengthen cross-cultural trust include cooking classes, food fair and traditional market, homestay and community-based dining, cross-cultural potluck, and tasting session, restaurant diplomacy. Local food build network in economy, tourism, culture, and innovation. Key strategies for strengthening local food diplomacy. 1. Standardizing and improving the quality of local product. 2. Strong storytelling and brand rooted in cultural identity. 3. Leveraging digital platform for global promotion. 4. Multi-sector collaboration, government, academia, industry, and community. 5. Developing signature nation dishes for global marketing. 6. Organizing international culinary event and cultural showcase. The role of universities and researcher, food innovation research, documentation of local culinary heritage, and incubation and capacity building for culinary micro, small, medium enterprises, developing model of cultural diplomacy-based food innovation, and this is the closing statement of my presentation. Local food is far from more than nourishment. It is living expression of identity, a cultural symbol, and strategic opportunity for global engagement. Local cuisine, local food becomes a diplomatic language that is accessible to all. Strengthening local food diplomacy not only enrich cultural exchange, but also open vast opportunities in tourism, trade, creativity, and research. Ultimately, food reminds us of our shared humanity. When people sit together at a table, they see each other not as strangers or competitors, but as fellow human beings, curious, appreciative, and connected. Food creates spaces where friendship grows, where ideas are exchanged, and where bridges are built. Through food, we preserve tradition, celebrate diversity, and build bridges across the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Assalamualaikum
much for
warahmatullahi
the
wabarakatuh.
explanations, Professor Nazir. And you have been explaining about the food as the identity, as the gastro diplomacy, as a soft power, that we know that this soft power is very powerful, and strategy for exchange, everything, okay? It's about the local food. Local food is identity, local food is things that we can share to other people in the world. Okay, thank you so much for the insight. And I would like to invite for the audience here that have questions. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, we accept 2 questions only. Oh, for the ladies on there, on the left side. Yeah. Please mention your name and where you're from and your questions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prof. Nofizar Azir. for the insightful presentation. My name is Evi Windistiawati from Gajah Mada University, and I would like to know about your opinion from Prof. Nazir about the topic of rejection of palm oil by the Uni Europe. Now, how does Indonesia can use a cultural diplomacy to change global perception of palm oil rejection? And as we know, the palm oil is more stable to use and minimum oxidation. Maybe the perception can using a cultural diplomacy to support economic opportunities. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So your name is Evi Yulistiawati from Universitas Diponegoro. Professor Nazir? Oh, sorry. UGM. I'm sorry. Okay, from Gajah Mada, Jakarta. All right, Professor Nazir, would you like to answer directly? This question is about the palm oil rejection.
Yeah. Okay. If we talk about the palm oil rejection, we understand that European Union has a strong concern regarding the deforestation and environmental sustainability in palm oil plantation. However, simply rejection palm oil is not the solution. We must look at the fact. Palm oil is the most efficient vegetable oil crop in the world. The reason of rejection is not fully deforestation issue or environmental issue, but I think it's more economic issue because Europe countries also produce oil like sunflower oil and another oil, and I follow the progress of how the oil palm from Indonesia is rejected by in 2011 European Union has regulation and how to reject the European have what is the name, the Red Plus policy. This he has policy and how to ban the oil palm from Indonesia. So my opinion here, European Union rejection on palm oil from Indonesia is not fully environmental or deforestation concern, but more on economical concern. This is my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much for the insight, Professor Nazir. Is it answer your questions?
Enough, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Evi Yulistiawati. Okay, the next questions from the ladies in blue. Okay.
Hello, Prof. My name is Vivi. I'm from Semarang University. I want to ask you a question, but my English is very poor. So, sorry if my question is not very good. So, my question is, can culinary diplomacy lead to the exploitation of local research? And if so, what can be done before that happens? Thank you.
Okay, Professor, would you like to answer it directly? This is
Can you say in Indonesian language, please?
Okay, translate in bahasa Indonesia, please.
Baik, Profesor. Jadi saya sangat khawatir ketika diplomasi kuliner ini mungkin sangat sangat cepat atau sangat berkembang, nanti akan menyebabkan adanya eksploitasi sumber daya lokal. Nah, kira-kira dari diplomasi kuliner ini itu bisa mengakibatkan eksploitasi sumber daya lokal atau tidak? Dan jika jawabannya iya, nah apa yang bisa kita lakukan sebelum hal itu terjadi? Karena menurut saya eksploitasi itu bukan sesuatu hal yang baik. Terima kasih.
Okay, Professor, time is yours.
Yeah. How to say it? Can community diplomasi menjadi become eksploitasi resources ya? Yeah. This is a very critical question. Yes, without proper regulation and safeguard, there is a risk of exploitation. Specifically regarding over harvesting of ingredient, cultural appropriation, where outsider profit more than the local. It is exactly why my presentation emphasis of role universities and documentation. So, in my presentation, by documenting our culinary heritage and protecting it through standardization, we protect our cultural identity from misinterpretation or commercial exploitation. We ensure that the value goes back to the local community, not just big corporations. So the role of university here in research and innovation is very important to protect our local resource on concerning food diplomacy. That's
yeah, thank you so much for the explanations, Professor, about the local exploitations of the research resource. Okay, thank you for your answer. And those are the two questions of the sessions, and I would like to give the chance for Professor Haslina and also Prof. Rohadi, if you have something to say. Oh, we still have one more questions? Okay, yes. Anyone have questions? Okay, please mention your name and your questions.
Okay, thank you very much, and I would like to thank Professor for the insightful presentation. I just only have one question, maybe where I just need an insight from Prof about like how can the local foods be strategically used in cultural diplomacy to promote mutual understandings between nations without falling into cultural appropriation. Because we've seen some countries or cultures tend to use foods of the minority cultures basically without recognizing its history or the context. So basically, how can that be handled?
Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Rakiza Gideon, and I'm from Gajah University.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So your question is about how can be the local food become the how the local food become a local diplomacy for the world. Okay, so you're asking about that. Professor Nasir, would you like to answer these questions?
Yeah, thank you very much for a good question. The local food becomes good food diplomacy when it is used as a tool to connect people beyond just eating. Based on my presentation, we do this in three ways. First, as universal language. Unlike politics, which can be devised, food appeal to everyone. It invites curiosity and open safe space for dialogues and building trust. And the second one, through storytelling. We don't just serve food, we serve stories. Because so many stories behind the food. For example, when we serve rendang, we are sharing values of passion and community. When Japan serves sushi, the shared values of precision and discipline, and sir, as food as a local food as soft power, by standardizing quality and branding our heritage, we create a positive national image that attract tourism and trade, turning our culture into global influence. Local food work for diplomacy because it is most accessible form of communication. Is it answer your question?
Okay, is that your questions, gentlemen?
Relatively, I was looking at a case where we find like different cultures, maybe a culture adopting a food for another culture, maybe knowingly or unknowingly. Because for instance, I'll give an example where tempeh is a food originally from Central Java. But then we've seen cases where a country like Malaysia coming up and claiming it. So how do we prevent such cases from really happening? Because these are things that might affect the diplomacy of nations. How do we really bridge that gap to prevent such cases from happening?
Okay. Would you like to have a discussion with Professor? Okay, Professor, would you like to give a short answer for this? So how to stop it?
I think to answer this question, we have to create collaboration between government, academia, and business. Because so many stakeholders involved this food diplomacy, and this is my opinion. We have to create collaboration between government, academia, and business, and another stakeholders. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, because we have limited time. Thank you for your questions. Yes. Okay, those are the second session with Professor Nazir. Okay, thank you so much for your insights, and please give applause for Professor Nazir. Okay, thank you. So I would like to give this time for Professor Nana. Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Nanda. Association Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok, thank you for your explanation about policy and regulation for sustainable security. This is very complete material. The role of government is important to make the success. And thank you very much, Professor Nofisar Nasir, for sharing your expertise. This is very complete material too. Government support is crucial to achieving success. See you again, Assistant Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok, Professor Nofisar Nasir, and participants at other activities in Faculty Agricultural of Technology, Universitas Semarang. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for the short speech, Professor. Okay, so that's all from Prof. Nana. Thank you so much for your insight for us. And now it's time for us to give the appreciations for the speaker. So this appreciations is the certificate for the keynote speaker. So the first certificate is for the first speaker. The first speaker is the Associate Professor Dr. Wiswat Wanamakok. Prof, do you still there, Professor? Okay, probably it's not here anymore. So this is the certificate for the first presenter or the keynote speaker. And the second certificate is for Professor Dr. Nofisar Nazir. MSE. Thank you so much for the insight, and please give applause for those speakers on today's seminar. Okay, thank you. And now it's time for us to announce, probably, right? Announce who got the door prize. Will we give it directly? We would like to give the door prize for those who are chosen. Only for those who are chosen. Okay? We have limited door prize for you, so please come forward. If I call your name, the first one is Sydney from Unimus. All right, please come forward to get the prize. And yeah, give applause. Okay. Second is for Angelina from USM. Okay, please come forward. And the next is for Miss Nani from USM. That are we heard that she gave a question in the Zoom online. So Miss Nani, please give us your contact number, and you can get the door prize in campus. And not only this, not only those person who get us the door prize, because the door prize is not limited anymore. So we will give 3 more door prize. The next is for Fifi. Yeah, Fifi from USM. The next prize, okay, please come forward. We still have a lot more. Okay, the next is for Yeneso from Universitas Gajah Mada, Yogyakarta. Please come forward. And last but not least, for Evi Yuli Setiawati from UGM. Okay. All right. So those are the winner today. Yeah, and yeah, there are 6 people, but the other is online. So, would you, Prof. Nana, would you like to give the door prize for the winner today? Or Prof. Hadi? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Please stand up and give the door prize. The first door prize is over there. Sorry, it's over there. It's over there, miss. It's over there. Okay. 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 For the second participant that give questions, next. Okay, Prof. Hadi. Okay, so photo session with the door prize winner. Yeah. Okay. Please have a good smile. Smile. Look at the camera.
3, 2, 1. Okay, working.
One more time.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. That's all. And give up. Masih ada satu lagi kah? Oh sudah. Okay. Thank you so much for those participants. You can go back to your seat. And that's all, ladies and gentlemen. We have now reached the end of our seminar for day 1. Before we close the seminar, we have several announcements for USM participants, for the local participants. You may leave the venue after this session, And for the participants that register for the next program, please remain in the room for the next agenda. All right? Okay, and that's all. The seminar for 2 days, the first day of this session. That concludes our seminar for today. On behalf of Universitas Semarang, thank you for all speakers, participants, and partners who made this session meaningful. Have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Thank you so much. Okay, for those who are here, please scan this barcode to fill in the attendance list for today's seminar session. For the online person that are in the Zoom, thank you so much for the participations. See you on the next agenda.